Hello, I'm Richard Patterson. I'd like to welcome you to another video from IPC Science. And today we're going to look at the ultraviolet source tube that is available when we're teaching the electromagnetic spectrum. Now, I've set the bench out with just a few of the many things that we can talk about in connection with ultraviolet light. And typically, you might include this in what we call a circus of demonstrations of the electromagnetic spectrum, where we might look at infrared, visible light, radio waves, etc. But this would be part of the setup the students would visit when they're looking at ultraviolet light. So this is the source. It's like a fluorescent tube, only it emits a small amount of visible light, which you'll see when we dim the studio lights, but it's giving out ultraviolet light, and the wavelength is around 360 nanometers. Now that places it in the category of ultraviolet A, which is the least energetic and the least dangerous. Nevertheless, we don't want to be staring at this and exposing ourselves to ultraviolet light for too long. But it doesn't fall into the ultraviolet B or C category, which have got shorter wavelengths and are getting closer to the X-ray end of the spectrum. So what can we do with it? Well, I've got some suntan cream here, which will block ultraviolet light. We've got to get across to the students that the ultraviolet light can penetrate the skin, it can go deep down, and it can damage our cells and in some cases cause a cancer. So it's important to emphasize that in the circus. We've got a keyboard here, and this is used all the time by people, and it's impossible to stop bacteria getting onto the keyboard. So we use ultraviolet light to disinfect the keyboard by exposing to ultraviolet light. And there's lots of other applications of UV being used to get rid of bacteria. One of the fun things you could do with the students, if they're amenable to it, and you've done a proper risk assessment, you've got permissions, is to use body paint. Now, the body paint allows the ultraviolet light to cause fluorescence. And that's where the photons of light engage with the molecules of the body paint and cause it to emit visible light. So when we dim the lights and we do that demonstration, you'll see that things appear to glow in the dark. Now, it's important to get across to the students that we're not seeing UV light there. The UV light is falling on the paint and is being transferred to visible light, which is then given off.